This movie came out 8 years later after the famous movie franchise, The Hunger Games. We witnessed events that happened 64 years before The Hunger Games, which featured Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss Everdeen. Hey everyone, The Hunger Games is back after 8 years since the last part that came out in 2015. So we're having a quick rundown, no spoilers, on the action/adventure Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This movie's name is a bit long and confusing, but that's okay. Anyway, I thought that after these years, people almost forgot about the Hunger Games in this film series, but the box office tickets say quite the opposite. This movie is thick and long, like 2.5 hours long, probably because the novel it's based on is already a lengthy one by the awesome author Suzanne. The film dropped in November 2023 and it's the 5th in the Hunger Games universe. I ain't got many issues with it. In general, it's cool, but like any new movie, it's got some hiccups. It's directed by the brilliant Francis Lawrence. Some people know him for directing the last 3 Hunger Games movies, but I've been a fan of his work since back in the days when he directed movies like I Am Legend and Constantine. He's known for making good action scenes that don't feel awkward or unreal, and he can put a story into a film. In this film, Lawrence brings back the violent and dark vibe he's known for. To be honest, I didn't expect anything from this movie, especially because the last 2 parts felt off for me, maybe because they were split into 2 parts. Same as many movies back in that time, it was a hideous trend. And there's the fact that it's telling the story of the original creators of the Hunger Games 64 years ago. Changing the cast was also a reason why I didn't expect much of this movie, but if you, for instance, took from that equation and didn't think about it as a Hunger Games movie, you'll enjoy it. The people behind that film did a pretty good job. As for the casting, they did well by choosing familiar actors to play the young versions of the original cast. We see Tom Blyth play the lead role of President Snow at 18 years old. He's good looking and he fits the book's description perfectly. Tom's performance is respectable. He puts in the effort and the character is well crafted. As you watch, you feel like Tom is taking you into the life of a young dude still figuring things out. We also see good chemistry between him and the District 12 tribute, which was exceptionally played by the talented Rachel Zegler. She's an American actress, singer, and content creator. She made it look so easy playing the role of the ideal rebellious poor girl, and she also gave us some good singing, like that song that she sang to communicate with people. And we can tell she has an excellent voice. I think picking her for the role indicates those people are good at what they do. And shout out to Peter Dinklage, the guy who played the Professor Dean of the Academy. Peter is famous for his distinguished role in the well-known series Game of Thrones. The man nailed the role. There's no need to talk much about his work. In this film, he played the character of the dean or the professor of the Capital University when Coriolanus Snow was still young. He's the original architect of the Hunger Games, setting the rules that control the fate of the participants. Viola also did a fantastic job as Dr. Volumnia Gall, helping the professor with new ideas for the Hunger Games. The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes serves as an introduction and a start to how the Hunger Games evolved into what they are now. The first 2/3 of the movie go well, like when Snow is trying to figure things out and then he meets Lucy and falls for her. And the events get us to the point where she is picked to participate in the Hunger Games. And he's standing still as he can't intervene with all those events and thrills going on. But the last third of the movie felt like taking a big turn in the events-wise. And I felt like I was watching a different movie or so. You will see that Snow is becoming bad and cruel, and you will feel left off because there was a lack in this plot. The line that led to this state of coldness and brutality was missing, and I felt like the last third was missing some quality and needed some extra effort to maintain a good story paradigm. Cinematography-wise, I enjoyed watching some really good shots, especially the locations of this movie. Despite the CGI, it's something you don't see often in a movie. But what annoyed me was the excessive use of the wide angle in a lot of unnecessary scenes. Like when you're watching a single object or a character in the frame and they just feel so huge, or when they use it in a normal dialogue between 2 people, it just feels annoying. Otherwise, the compositions and the colors were good and it was decent work. I liked the style of this film, the costumes, the performance of the actors, and the whole idea about the Hunger Games is that the thrill and adrenaline flood in your vein systems, the instinct of survival. This type of movie gives you an extra hit of fun. It could have been better if they only made it clearer in the last third. As I said, it needed more clarification given the fact that the book has a lot of events that were ridiculously shrunk down. To whom I would recommend watching this movie? To anyone who liked the Hunger Games movies. You will enjoy this one a lot. It's a good movie that gets you back to its origins, where it all began. If you didn't watch the original series, I'd recommend you go and watch them before starting this one. But if you don't, that's okay, because the movie on its own is a good experience and it's actually pretty entertaining. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more reviews like this. Finally, if you have any requests or suggestions, leave a comment below. See you around. Peace.